160,000 students stay home from school every day because of bullying. I personally can relate to what it feels like to be bullied because I've been there. Social media and technology have provoked new types of bullying called cyberbullying, slut-shaming, and happy slapping. These antics can be more hurtful than a black eye. Prevention starts when people choose to take action and help spread awareness. So it's time for us to take action now. Let's begin. You know all the questions you ask the internet because you're too scared to say them out loud? Well, it's time to stop being afraid and start talking. Relationships, college, jobs, celebrities, social issues, and sex. Then we'll get into the taboo stuff.
The Chelsea Krost Show, a fresh take on talk.
My first guest is extremely passionate about bullying amongst teenagers and millennials. Editor-in-chief of 17 magazine, Anne Choquette, sat down with me to talk about their Delete Digital Drama campaign. Let's take a look. Can you tell us what the Delete Digital Drama campaign is all about?
Delete Digital Drama is 17's anti-bullying campaign. But the turn of phrase that's used so often, cyberbullying, just doesn't connect with teenagers today. Cyber sounds so retro and 90s, and bullying sounds like 8-year-olds pushing each other around on the playground, and it doesn't connect with the real damage that teenagers feel from the constant barrage of bullying on their digital networks, on their Facebook, on their Twitter, on their Tumblr. And we want to give teens the power to delete, to stop the bullying, to not participate. And it's a really simple idea. If you delete it, it can't hurt you.
How has 17 seen the evolution of cyberbullying just because of their readers' feedback from the problem?
As everybody's social networks got bigger and more important in their lives, as your phone became more ubiquitous, sort of with you all the time, the opportunity for bullying just increased. And girls can be incredibly mean to each other. And it was something that we needed to address. Girls were telling us these stories of feeling alone and vulnerable and attacked and scared, and it was affecting their lives in such dramatic ways. I mean, we've all heard the terrible stories of bullying that has led to suicide. It upsets me so much that the idea of suicide is even on the table for something like this. And when you think about how desperate those teens must have felt, it was a real call to action for 17. How can we help teenage girls through this incredibly complicated time in their life?
Do you still get surprised after working with the magazine for several years, these stories that these young girls are willing to share? Because some of them are really painful.
I am honored that teenage girls are able to open up to 17 and to share their most private, most personal stories. The real danger is that these scary stories of bullying become normal, that we think that this is just a regular part of being a teenager and what's the big deal, and that we don't pay attention to them. And that's the part that 17 really needs to attack head on. 82% of our readers said that they felt a responsibility to stop bullying, to stop digital drama. And to me, that's incredibly important. It's not just 17 saying that this is important, it's girls saying this is important to them and they want to help.
How is 17 magazine influencing their readers to stop the bullying?
This year's campaign, we tapped major stars with huge social networks. And that was really important to us. Kat Graham from the Vampire Diaries, Bridget Mendler, who's got a major song out now, Ariana Grande, who's about to have a new television show.
Have they ever experienced any sort of cyberbullying that made them want to advocate for the cause?
These are girls who live their lives online. They have huge social followings. Girls look up to them, and they are our Delete Digital Drama ambassadors, and they bring the campaign to life. They reached out to their fans, they're wearing the Delete Digital Drama t-shirt, they're posting the badge on their Facebook page, and they're telling girls, look, this happens to me too. They feel attacked very often online. They've had to learn how to deal with it, but their strength is incredibly inspirational to our readers.
How can you download the badge for Twitter or Facebook and then also get this beautiful Delete Digital Drama shirt?
The t-shirts are in partnership with Nanette Lepore at JCPenney. It's L'Amour at JCPenney. And so that was really important for us to have this great fashion statement about Delete. You want to show the world how cool it is to delete digital drama. So anybody can buy the t-shirt at jcpenney.com. The badge is something that you can go to 17.com/delete and put a badge on your social network to show the world, to show your friends, to show the bullies that you're not going to take it, and this is your stance. You are going to delete the digital drama.
As a strong and very successful woman that a lot of people look up to, especially teenagers and young women, what are your words of wisdom for those who are victims of bullying?
It's so hard to say. To say it'll get better, that doesn't help you now. And you need something in the moment that's going to remind you that you are worthy and that the drama and the bullying is not about you and who you are. And so it sounds, I don't want it to sound pat, but it's important to find someone who believes in you and to listen to them when they tell you that you're amazing and awesome, and not to believe the people who are trying to tear you down, but to open your heart and your mind and your soul to someone who is trying to build you up. I feel like I have come so far. I've been the teenage girl who felt unpretty, who felt different and alone and weird and unsupported. And I feel like however I learned, I don't even know how I learned that those messages were not okay and that those messages weren't real, and that I had the control to not let those messages affect me. I feel like I still have to use those in my life today. I do not make this magazine about me, right? This is not about me. This is about teenage girls. But I understand what these girls have gone through, and I feel tremendous empathy for this time in their life and about how hard it is. And you have different challenges throughout your entire life, but getting it right now sets you up for tremendous success to come. You will always have people who are doubters of your dreams, right? There's nothing worse than somebody who says, I don't really think that you can do that. I don't believe in you. There's nothing worse than that. And learning how to be in control of your own self-worth is one of the things that you're going to have to go back and learn for the rest of your life.
I love that, recognizing your self-worth.
Thank you.
And Mchugh uses 17 magazine as a vehicle to spread awareness and empower young girls with the Delete Digital Drama community. If you haven't already, check out my website to see how you can download the Delete Digital Drama badge for your social media profiles. Let's spread the word.
Ping! You're a slut. Ping! Go kill yourself. Ping! You have no friends. Why do you even come to school? Ping! If you don't kill yourself, I will. The person on the receiving end of those hateful messages was me.
With me now is Mchugh. She just released her first book called Ugly and travels all over the country to speak about her personal experiences as a victim of bullying. Thank you so much for being with me here today. I get choked up every time I see that video clip because it's so heart-wrenching. How is it to feel to be standing in front of so many people and really convey those words, knowing that they happened to you?
It hurts. I'm bearing my soul of all the pain and all those memories from middle school and high school. It's tough.
I can only imagine. You say that you started experiencing bullying in 7th grade. What happened?
I liked this boy Todd, and this girl Megan overheard, and she said, "Oh, I heard Todd likes you. We should go ask him out because he told me he likes you too." So I said, "Okay," and Megan was really popular, and we get to Todd's locker, and he's like, "I don't like you." And then Megan had all these people there to watch and laugh and point, and it was from there on, that's how it started.
And it seemed like that was a spiral effect, and then after that, you started to become a victim of cyberbullying, and then you started to get all those hateful messages.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you overcome the bullies? I mean, you really went through to a dark place. What happened next?
The bullying, it lasted from 7th until 12th grade, and I felt like anything I did didn't make it better. If I said, "Hey, stop doing that to me," they would laugh. If I went to the principal, they'd say, "Well, you opened that message, you should probably just ignore them," or you know, why did you say something mean back to her? You shouldn't have done that. And I felt like I could never fix it. I could never get through it.
Well, you really overcame it in a big way, because now you're an author. Now you travel across the world talking about bullying. How did that happen?
You know, it was total happenstance. I never thought I would set out to do this. And I spoke once, and I had children coming up to me afterwards and saying, I was thinking about killing myself, but you told me that it's okay, and that things are going to get better for me, and I just need to believe in myself, and I don't want to hurt myself anymore. And I realized I can really make a difference by sharing my story.
So what is your hope every time you do stand in front of those kids? You know, because I always say, when I was a victim of bullying, I wish that I had that role model to look up to, and you really are that person for so many people. What do you try to convey? And I know that you say you don't want to sugarcoat anything. What does that really mean?
When I'm up on stage, I say to kids, if you're being bullied, you need to reach out and get help. You don't have to suffer through this alone. I suffered through it for 6 years, and it was the hardest 6 years of my life. If they're bullying other people, it's not right, it's not funny, and it's not cool. And if they see it happening, they could step in and say something, and they could really change a person's life.
And what does your book really convey? Is it more of your message or bullying in general? What can people expect from reading it?
My book is my story, so it's 12 chapters, and they're all different bullying incidents that happened to me.
Well, I think that you're an incredible role model. Thank you so much for being here, and we have a lot of incredible people up next. Don't go away.
Hey Chelsea, we're the Noble Guys and we're anti-bullying.
That was Scott and Tyler, aka the No Bull Guys. Be sure to check out their No Bull Challenge. I love them. With us now is Mchugh Kraft. Mchugh experienced bullying in high school about her sexual orientation. Unfortunately, 9 out of 10 LGBT students have experienced harassment at school. Mchugh is a singer-songwriter and used music to help her through the tough times. I'm so happy you're here.
Oh, I'm really
I'm such a
happy to be
fan
here.
of your music.
Thank you.
You know, it's unfortunate that LGBT students have to be pinned out because of their sexual orientation. What was it about you that made you such a target?
I would have to say probably my physical appearance. Going from middle school to high school, everybody started to wear makeup and wear girly clothes, and here I was still in my brother's hand-me-down clothes, so I feel like my appearance had a big effect on why I was bullied, because I was just different.
And were you out at the time? Did people know that you were gay, or was it that they assumed that you were?
I came out my freshman year of high school. So during middle school, I was kind of in the closet and still trying to like date boys and pretend, and then as soon as I got to high school, that's when I first came out. So they knew.
So when you so what types of things happened during high school that they, you know, that really pinned you out as a target?
A lot of it happened in the locker room when I had to change for gym. So I would go into the locker room, the girls would say cover up, the dyke is coming in, or all those type of terms, and then I actually got pushed to the point where I would change in the bathroom across the hallway.
So for those people who are struggling in school, who are in the LGBT community, how do you advise them to overcome the bullying and not feel bad about who they are or who they choose to love?
I say take the bullying and turn it into a positive. So people who bullied me, I turn it into a song as a positive effect.
So music really was your source of inspiration, but also savior at the same time.
Definitely.
And do you think that having a hobby, having something that you're good at, is always a great way to push through the bullying and push through the sadness?
Oh, absolutely.
So tell us about your song that you're going to sing for us.
My song is actually about my girlfriend. It's called Siva, and it's her initials.
So
CVA.
what made you comfortable with finally, you know, writing about your girlfriend for the first time? Because I heard that you didn't always like to play for the people that you were involved with.
Yeah. 5 years ago, I wouldn't even play in front of anybody, no matter what my song was about. And now it's kind of a really great thing for me because I'm able to play any song that I want about anything in front of whoever.
And I think you said something so special. I think, you know, for those people who are victims right now, they need to use they need to channel the energy, the negative energy that they get from the bullies, and instead put it into something that they love. And that's exactly what I did with my radio show. All the bullies, all the bad, negative things that they were saying to me, I was like, I'm just going to make my radio show better. And that's what you're doing with music.
Exactly.
And having a hobby is always such a great thing.
Yes.
All right, Mchugh is about to sing us out with her song CVA.
Sitting by the window, you're on my mind. not just once or twice, it happens all the time. You drop it like it's hot, and you can make me smile. Tattoos are forever, baby, you are worth all the while. Sitting inside your car, take you for a drive. Ain't got no destination, never felt so alive. Arms out the window, smoking that funny stuff. I'll take you to the circus. I can be. Is that it?
Be More Heroic is a nonprofit anti-bullying campaign dedicated to inspiring individuals and communities to stimulate positive, proactive, and courageous action in their daily lives.
Are you guys ready to be heroes?
The only way to know whether you're a hero is to be tested and to be put in a moment where you get to decide, in this moment, what am I going to do now?
Your passion for what you do, it's so transparent. You know, I believe in it and I think it's a great cause.
The Be More Heroic group really gave our students a forum and a community so that they could take a stand and that they could really be the leaders and the heroes that they want to be.
Well, it's not just for middle school or high school or elementary school. This is the best approach that I've seen that tries to address the real issues around bullying and leaves a lasting effect.
It has been amazing. We have a Be More Heroic club and kids who are totally engaged continuously through the year.
And we're here now with Sierra Dowd, co-president and founder of Be More Heroic, all the way from Los Angeles, I may add. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So Be More Heroic is an incredible organization. So in your words, because there's a lot of elements to the campaign, to the organization, what is it? Explain it in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, Be More Heroic is an amazing group of young, intelligent, compassionate people who just really wanted to get to the core of the problem and make a difference.
You know, and what I love about Be More Heroic is that you guys really touch on more than just one aspect of bullying. You talk about cyberbullying, you talk about body image, self-esteem. You know, how do you touch on all of those things in one time?
Yeah. I know, it's a lot to condense into one assembly, but every spokesperson covers one facet of bullying.
Okay.
And through their personal story and original song, or some type of artistic, form, they are able to express that facet, and the kids are really able to connect.
So it's a two-step program. Take us through each of the steps.
So the first step is the assembly program, in which all of the spokespeople tell their story, and we get really vulnerable, and it's really empowering and inspiring, and it's a mix of digital media and the arts and music. And then the second step, which is the most important and really differentiates us from other organizations, is the team program that we implement at every school we go to following the assembly.
And you also make sure that all of those interactive and creative things that the students have to do are all about social good, giving back. And why is it so important, in your opinion, to involve the kids in doing those good things?
We, through our research, have experienced and seen that service learning really not only builds, character and life-building skills, but it also empowers the students, and it teaches them self-worth, and it gives them self-esteem that they otherwise would not be able to, get from other aspects of their life. So we really, with the team program, cover every single aspect of their life, from their school environment to their home environment and their surrounding community.
Bullying has just become way too big of an epidemic, and a lot of people always ask the question, how do we get to the core of the problem? And you have somewhat of a solution.
I hope so. I think so. Something that we really focus on, because the problem, not the problem, but this epidemic has happened because kids are feeling like they need to get this energy out, and unfortunately it's coming out in a really negative way, and they're exerting that and projecting that onto other people. And so our main goal is to get to the core of that, figure out why they're having those feelings. Is it something traumatic that happened? Are they just angry in general? Because sometimes that's what it is, and you can't channel that energy, and it's scary. So we really help them take all of that negative energy and put it towards something positive. And then, it's important that the bully feels like they're they're respected and they're worth something as well, and that's not often focused on.
Yeah, and one of your spokespeople are actually a previous bully. And I think that's brilliant and so important because we always focus on the victim, but if we don't target the bullies also, the problems are just going to keep going.
Absolutely.
So what does the bully get up and say? And how do people react to him or her?
It's a guy, Dugan Cruz. It's really funny. As soon as he gets up and says, you know, well, I was actually the bully, everyone gasps. And it really resonates with everyone, from the bully to what we like to call the upstander and the victims, because they get a perspective that's often not told or heard, and it's been really successful for us in our program.
I think that's such a great element that you guys do. So you also have a musical component. Everyone, you know, loves music. Michelle played for us earlier, and everyone was smiling in the studio. But tell us about this kind of controversial but really powerful video that you guys did, Pumped Up Kicks.
Yeah, that was the foundation, the beginning of the organization. That's how it started. We did a music video and cover of Foster the People's Pumped Up Kicks, and we really knew going into this that we didn't want to sugarcoat the issue. Everyone so often sugarcoats it, and they're very careful, and they tread water very, you know, easily, lightly, and we were like, if we're going to do this, we're going to come in hard, and we're going to really talk about, you know, the possibilities. And that very video shows one of the many consequences that could come from severe bullying throughout the years.
You know, when I watched it, of course it was startling because it's not something that you would expect. However, it shows you in this artistic way that bullying can push you that far.
Right, and that it only takes one person to step up and truly make a difference, which is why the end of that video is so imperative.
And we have the cutest little 7-year-old telling you her message of how she feels about bullying. Take a look.
Hi, my name is Savannah Raven, and I want you to be a hero and take a stand against bullying with me and the Be More Heroic team.
Hey, Chelsea. We're the original Harlem Shakers, and we're anti-bullying.
No music. Thank you to all of my incredible guests today. So inspiring. Make sure to check out the website for web exclusives. I'm going to dance my way out with the Harlem Shakers. Good night, everyone.
Hold on. Hold on. Can we get Chelsea?